Welcome back to the Weekend Roundup, everybody. Happy Sunday. Thank you for joining us. I'm on day 2 of probably the worst hangover of my entire life.
I was going to say, I'm feeling drowsy today.
You're feeling drowsy? I'm feeling unwell on my stomach hasn't settled. Really, the only thing I've eaten in 2 days is like coffee and Maddie Bishop's fish tacos. So
shout out to the fish tacos, though. They were so good.
Jeez.
So good. Yeah, we had an interesting Friday night, so Saturday and Sunday have been pretty tame.
I wouldn't say Saturday was tame, but it was
more mellow.
It was mellow.
It was mellow. And, this is where we are now.
We're not going to tell this story, I don't know when or if or whatever it is, but basically I'll just tell you this part. I was so hungover the next day. I have to tell this.
Yeah,
I
was going to say.
I can't possibly wait for if we put out an episode about Friday night. Like, I need to tell this now.
No, this is funny. This is a hangover.
Yeah. This is for the Sunday energy.
Yeah, this is a Sunday energy, yeah.
But I did it on Saturday because I was a little ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
But I was really hungover. And actually, but that's not true because I was feeling good. Like, you and I were like, let's go to the Wanderers game. Let's go get brunch.
We had ambitious plans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then I went home. I went home and changed, put on this super cute outfit, put on makeup, like did my hair. I was feeling so good. And I called my parents and they were like, oh my gosh, you look so good. Like, you wouldn't even know you went out last night. Like, good for you. And I was like, yeah, I feel fine. And then
I feel awesome.
Awesome. And then Maddie picked me up and she had all the windows down and I was like skipping to the car, like yelling at her, like singing.
It was like a nice sunny day.
Such a good mood. I was like, let's go to this game. Like, I'm so excited. Let's get brunch. And then we leave my house. We probably drive for a couple minutes, 5-10 minutes, whatever. Then we get to, what did you call it?
We hit the intersection that the homeless guy from a few episodes back like hit on me in.
I have to say which one it is because it's just so busy. It was
It's the Windsor Street Exchange.
Yeah, the Windsor Street Exchange in Halifax. And if you don't know what that is, that's fine. But basically, it's like the busiest intersection. What'd you say? There's like 4 lanes.
I would say it's the biggest intersection.
The biggest
in Halifax,
intersection.
Probably. I mean, off the top of my head.
Yeah.
There's like 4 lanes. You're trying to get through. It's stressful.
It's super. There's people yield. Anyway, nightmare driving situation. I have to drive through it every day.
As an anxious driver, one of my least favorite spots in the city.
So I was completely fine. And my friends and I talked about this last night where when I become ill from like drinking, like whether that be when I'm drunk, hungover, whatever, there is 0 warning on when the puke's coming.
Yeah.
0. And
it comes out of nowhere.
It happened the night before, which we won't get into until I guess if we ever tell that story someday, what happened to me.
We will.
And then, so yeah, there's no warning. Last night we were saying that and what did you say? Me and my roommates had 5 or 6 incidences off the dome where I just had,
no, that's seriously, that happens to you a lot. Like, remember this time? Remember that time? Remember this time? Remember that time? And I was like, wow, like that was 5 off the top of your guys' head. Like that's
me
really
throwing
impressive.
up with no warning. Like, what am I, a fucking like 3rd grader in class?
Like
I just
if you
vomit.
sat down, the list would be like crazy. I was like, whoa.
So yeah, I guess I have a little, I guess I should say too, like if you're eating or if you have an issue with the
trigger warning,
the old upchuck, then maybe just skip like a minute in the future. I'll try to be quick. But I was completely fine. And then we were pulling up to this intersection and I don't know if it was like the confirmation of you can't do anything right now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, I definitely can't throw up.
Yeah,
so
this is definitely not the point to throw up, so that's what I'm going to do. Right away, it's like I got this like thin layer of sweat on my face.
It starts with the sweat.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my God, because you're not too far from that intersection, so I was like, I can get through it. Like, it's only a few more minutes, like it'll be fine. And then my mouth started like salivating.
And that's step 2.
That is we have no fucking time right now.
You're once your mouth starts salivating, you're fucked. Like, you might be sweating and you might not throw up, but if your mouth is salivating,
you're done.
You're done.
So I couldn't, it was like I was scared to say to Maddie that I had to throw up because I was scared to open my mouth.
So glad you did.
Because of my history. Like, in the past, I'll be like, there was one time I was sitting on my couch and I literally opened my mouth. It was like threw up. Like,
yeah, that's fine.
So I was like scared. And so I just went, Maddie, I'm going to throw up right now.
Jason Bourne in the car trying to get over to the side of the road.
Maddie is a real friend, and she knows the inner workings of how my body works.
I was like, absolutely do not throw up in my car right now.
Maddie
Open the door.
3 lanes, like cutting people off, switches 3 lanes, goes to the furthest lane. There's a little grass medium there, so I have a little privacy.
A little red light moment, a little red light up, Chuck.
So she's like, you just like, we're at a red light. Maddie's like, open the door, just like let it out, just let it all out. So I opened the door and lean over the side of the car, and I took like a really deep breath, and nothing happened. And I was like,
maybe it's okay.
And I was like, I think I'm okay. And then this is what you guys got to skip forward. The absolute powerhouse fire hose of projectile vomit that came out of me. You guys, this is embarrassing. It was, I've never seen anything like it.
And Lauryn had an audience. Like, I'm going to say there was like probably like at least 30 people who saw what was going on. Like in parks,
there's like people waiting for buses.
Around us, people waiting for buses. There was like some like 14-year-olds. Just, I don't know what they were doing,
the
but
people
they were chilling.
Who walk up and down like for money at like intersections.
Everyone
like,
was in on it.
Like everyone was watching it. And you guys like fire hose.
It was like a long, it was a long light, and Lauryn was throwing up the entire time.
Yeah, it was a very long light.
It was a long light.
And I would like,
thank God.
I would like power hose, you guys. I'm not even being dramatic. Like power hose, just the sheer volume that came out of me. And then I would like stop for a second and laugh. And then puke again. And the whole time, Maddie's like rubbing my back, and she's going like, "It's okay, it's okay. Like no one's even looking. Like it's fine.
It's fine. It's totally cool.
Maddie's
just keep
being
going.
so nice, and
just
it's
keep
making
it out of
me,
my car.
It's making me laugh because like we never take anything seriously. So like for you being like, "It's okay, it's okay," like it was making me laugh. So I
was
would
like
be
stressed as fuck.
So
I was like, look at the light, like it's fine, it's fine.
So I would like projectile and then like laugh my ass off, still keep laughing, and then be like throwing up as I'm laughing. Like it was so bad. And then right as I was like pretty much done, I'd say the light turned green. So then we like sped off, and we're going down like Kemp Road.
Laura's out the window just throwing up.
I wasn't done. I thought I was done enough to like close the door, but I was hanging out the window like a dog vomiting, and it was like going up the side of my face, like it was in my hair, like it was just fucking disgusting.
Safe to say we didn't make it to the Wanderers game or brunch.
I just went home.
We said let's just
shower and
chill.
Slept on Maddie's couch for 3 hours instead.
As you should.
But that was this time yesterday, so I'm really not feeling that hot again today.
And what was actually hilarious was that my Be Real happened right then. Right then and there. Like, I don't know if you guys know what Be Real is. I didn't until like Friday. Quick plug for Be Real. Not sponsored. But
you're always welcome to, and I know you're listening.
Seriously, we're like Be Real reps. Be Real is like this new app where essentially you get a notification at a random time of day, and then you have to post a picture of what you're doing right then and there. You have like 2 minutes. And it's the front camera and the back camera. So, I don't know. You can see examples on mine if you want. Go add me, maybe Madi Mills. Laura hasn't made one yet, I don't think. Have you?
No.
But it's a fun vibe. It's kind of like my replacement for Snapchat, I find. Because I'm not a Snapchatter, and I think this is funny.
Speaking of Snapchat, sorry. Sometimes when I see that my brothers message me, I answer like
you
right
have
away.
To. It's your bro.
I have a siblings group chat with them, and I sent them a Snapchat of me and Maddie, and this is what they just said. Here's a little family insight. Craig said, "Couple idiots." Daniel said, "You two getting ready for the red carpet?" JK, and Craig said, JK, JK.
You know what? At least Daniel's was clever.
Daniel
Craig.
said, JK, JK.
Come up with something better than that.
Craig said, "Weekend roundup on the come up for real." And then
Craig
Daniel's
feeling bad about calling us idiots.
Yeah, and then but he's joking. Look at his emojis. That's a fucking joke. Anyways. Just thought I'd tell you guys how supportive my lovely brothers are. Back to Be Real.
We love them. I'm like, okay, well, we're not inviting Craig to my party. Just so you know. Back to Be Real. So yeah, I've been loving Be Real, and basically, so it comes up at a random time of day. Came up after
when we were literally in the intersection.
Lauryn had puke all over her face, so that was a really
and in my hair.
That was a good post for that day. Honestly, like I was like, couldn't be more real right now.
Whoever submitted in the question forum after the question thing, like that, I was like, oh, Maddie's gotten 4 messages in the question forum and I haven't gotten one. Like, get to work. One person wrote in that they thought I was hot.
They go,
and
just so you know,
legally, you
hot.
have to take that back right now. You have to take it back. I don't deserve to get any more because the way that I was going down Kemp Road like a dog with just puke on my face and in my hair, Laurinators, you're gonna have a tough week.
Hashtag Team Lauryn.
Hashtag Team Lauryn is struggling.
Hashtag Team Lauryn. But yeah, so it just reminded me, but Be Real, my replacement for Snapchat, and it kind of reminded me of a funny story.
Okay.
About Snappy Snap. Back in the day when I used to have Snap, this was during the pandemic. So I was quarantined. We were all quarantined. I feel like Snapchat during the pandemic was very much like social. That was my social interaction.
It was like I was using it the most that I had since like high school.
Yeah,
at that
because
point.
I was like, I just want to chat with people.
And I also had my lover in the wall.
In the wall, so
as we all remember,
sending him love letters on Snapchat.
For real though, I think
Modern
about him
love.
like he was
Really? Still
a little bit. Just wonder what he's up to because we don't talk anymore.
Why can't you message him?
Because I feel weird. I don't know. What if he has like a girlfriend now? I don't know anything about him.
What if he doesn't?
I don't know. He still likes all my photos and stories and stuff. So maybe, but
He likes your stories.
Yeah, we'll talk about this later.
What stories?
Okay, tell your Snapchat story.
I'm like intrigued now. Like
I don't know. I can't think of the exact one.
I don't know. I don't know. Like Maddie, shut up. We're not talking about
Stop.
that. Like just literally, you're embarrassing me.
You know I made him up. You know he's not real.
You know he's not real, and he's just made for content. And that's everything we talk about on here is fake. No, so the
what a twisted web.
Yeah, I hope people don't believe that.
I don't know what we're talking about today. We're just in a whole.
This is a chat. We're just here for a chat today because all the content we got this weekend is a little untouchable.
Yeah,
it's in the vault.
Sorry,
it's in the vault this weekend.
Need some sometimes stories need to marinate.
Yeah, they need to marinate a little bit. But yeah, so Snapchat, pandemic, we were all using it as our social interaction, and for me, that means I'm flirting, you know?
Yeah.
And like, I was like taking the opportunity to, you know, try to get to use Snapchat more. And so every day I was snapping my heart away. Mm-hmm. And obviously I wasn't looking fly in the pandemic other than like that one day never mind. Dressed up. But
real ones now.
Otherwise I was looking like trash, you know? Obviously I'm quarantining with my family, you know? I'm not trying to dress up every day. So I began experimenting with the Snapchat filters, as I should. Snapchat filters have always been my fave thing. I usually use the funny ones, but I'm chilling at the pandemic. The funny ones...
Chilling at the pandy.
Chilling during the pandy. And you can only use so many funny filters. Side note, once I was snapping a guy in first year, and he was like... You really like that filter, and it was.
Was it the big mouth one? You used to use that all the time.
I literally used it all the time because I thought it was fucking.
I knew
funny.
immediately.
Yeah,
which one it was.
Never used it after he said that again. I was like, "Fuck you!" Literally, "Fuck you." I opened him. I was like, "Let me use my filters, okay?"
Tell me later who said that.
So I was like, okay, I can't keep using these fucking stupid funny filters. So I found this one, and it was like no filter. So you don't look like you have a filter on.
Like a little smooth
Your
skin.
skin's clear,
little
like
eyelash enhancement.
Yeah, and it looked like really natural. Like I was like, honestly, no one would even know. How would they know? They're never gonna know. So I began using this filter like probably every snap I send, especially to this one person that I'm snapping during the pandemic that I was really into at the time.
Yeah.
And
you don't gotta tell me twice.
Yeah.
You don't gotta tell me.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I was so twisted during the pandemic when I was snapping him. Like I would like fake shit. And I know.
I used to help you, bro.
Yeah, like you know, I would put on like lights and shit. I was like, going crazy like with my fam tonight. Like, I don't know, like
okay.
Is that even cool? Is that even cool, Maddie? I was on some
March
weird
2020,
shit.
I bet it was super fucking cool.
Honestly, true. I did have my 20th birthday party. We had a big banger planned for my 20th birthday party. Pandemic happens like a week before. And then I have a party with my fam. And it was
We had a
really
Zoom
cute.
party too, because that was like our first Zoom party. I remember I have like videos of it. I'll post it on the roundup because it's so funny. But that was like the classic
what a moment in time.
That was the classic, like you get so fucked up on Zoom.
Yeah.
And like I used to do that with my friends and I would like drink. And then I'd go to the bathroom and it was like, oh my God, I am fucked
and there's
up.
just no one to talk to about it. Like, you just have to go to bed.
Yeah.
Like, literally, you're like, okay, and that's my night.
Yep.
So, yeah, I was just acting wildin' to this guy and using this filter probably every single time I snapped him. Months later, I find out that it says when you use a filter. And I was like, wow. I'm not gonna lie, that's really embarrassing. I was like, I hate to say it, I was not being real. I was not being real. So it just really reaffirmed my love for Be Real. And I was thinking about that in the shower
Your
today. I thought it
first
was
Be Real, though,
hilarious.
is quite real. It's shockingly real. It would scare people how real it was.
What was
The
it?
one of me right
Oh,
after
yeah,
puking.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we look like
No.
shit. So
That needed the no filter, to be completely honest. Like, it was not good.
it would scare people how real it was.
Yeah.
Like,
Sometimes maybe it's called too real.
too real.
Too real. But yeah, add me on Be Real because I'm trying to make some friends
I should
on that.
download it.
I think it's fun. Like, I think it's really fun. I
will
think it's
get
a
it.
fun, flirty, fresh thing for us to do.
When I get mine, I'll post her.
Maybe I'll get the notification for it while we're here. How iconic would that be?
That would
What
be
a
fun.
plug. What a plug.
So guys, we have 2 little stories we want to tell you about what happened to us this week.
Some mini stories.
Some mini
Some
stories.
minis.
Because they're not full episodes, but like you guys. Oh, something we didn't talk about. I'm looking at my podcast topics. Happy Pride, gays. This is a fun month for us.
Not us delaying. Like, not us
pride?
forgetting that, yeah.
Yeah, honestly, that makes sense as me being the queer representation. It's we're strapped a little bit. We're a little, but this is not our first episode in June, but it is our first time recording in June. So happy Pride. Maybe for Pride Month, we'll put out something super fun and fresh and flirty, like a whole episode on my internalized homophobia and, you know.
Do you want to?
No.
I'm like, really?
No. I need
Content.
at least 7 more therapy sessions before I can.
Just 7. I was going to say, that's
just
pretty
7.
Good. Like, I'm like, that's
before
not that
I
far
can
off.
consider.
Yeah, okay, fair.
Beginning it.
Fair. No, yeah. Happy Pride, everybody.
Happy
Super
Pride.
exciting. We should have saved the Caramel episode, honestly.
I know, but Caramel is booked and busy. Like
Caramel
she's
do be booked and busy.
she's out slaying.
Just an update on Caramel, the queen herself.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing Ottawa Drag Race at this bar in Ottawa.
Yeah, I've been watching her stories.
Yeah, if you don't follow Caramel, what's Caramel's at? I think is it
Queen
just at
Caramel
yeah.
Queen, something like that.
Let me just make sure I get it right.
My friends from home who I talked about, like that I went to BC with, we take drag fucking serious.
So serious.
Serious.
So
RuPaul.
serious, of
Like when
course.
we all get together, it sounds like Mark and Jamie watching sports. Like we are so fucking serious about it.
It's an art. It's
yeah.
an art.
And I sent them like all of Caramel's videos and they were
So
like,
good.
this might be the best drags
No.
queen I've ever seen.
Caramel's
Like
killing. So it's at caramilk.queen. Caramilk is like the chocolate bar, but with a K. And
because she got that copyright.
yeah,
she got that cease and
copyright.
assist.
Yeah, she gets it. But yeah, just doing so well. It's Ottawa's Drag Race. It's at a bar, I think, and then every week,
Like a college bar, I think is what
yeah,
she
I'm not
said.
sure. And then it's like every week is a new challenge. Literally, like it's like RuPaul's but live every week for like 12
Oh my
weeks.
God, that's fun.
Yeah.
Guys, can we get a gay bar back in Halifax,
know.
please?
And
it's
Caramilk's
Pride,
one-
and I have nowhere to go be gay.
I'm trying to be gay as fuck right now. What's this? But
Trying to link up and be gay tonight. That's how I'm going to start sliding into girls' Hinge DMs. Happy Pride, actually. I matched with this girl on Hinge, and she might be the most beautiful person I've ever seen in my entire life.
Did you message her?
So I messaged her, and I was like, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. And she's like, yeah, you too. And then I got scared, and I haven't answered in 2 weeks. So
I think you should answer.
happy Pride. That's not... I'll answer right now.
It's Pride. Let's answer.
I'll answer right now.
So wait, what did she say?
She said, you are too. I think with a hard eye. I don't know what to say back. This is such a funny bit. See?
She liked your photo.
Yeah. I got hoes. I got bitches.
She is gorgeous.
I know,
can't
right?
lie.
I know. She's so pretty. What a fruity little episode this is.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
What? Do you know her? I'd be mortified.
I have mutual friends.
Oh.
Like I don't know her, but this is very exciting.
Mads gets really excited.
I will think of a response in a bit. I can't think of one
can't
on the
do it
spot.
on the
I'm
spot
on
right
camera.
now.
There's
I
a lot of
can't, I
pressure.
can't, I
There's a lot of
can't.
pressure. I just need to see what rolls out. But just so you know, Caramilk's the front runner in that race thing, and we're obviously rooting. I think she won 3 of 5 of the competitions so far.
I don't know what
I
the
think there's been
competition
5 or
was
6.
this week when she
It was
dressed as
Snatch Game.
Snatch Game.
It was
Snatch Game.
Yeah, and
that
Caramel
makes a
did
lot more
Snoop
sense.
Dogg.
Caramel killed that. You guys gotta
And
go
it
check
was-
it out.
If you don't go check it out,
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But that's our drag update.
Yep. That's our gay update. And
that's for the
we're going to
gays.
head out from the gay corner and head on back into the Weekend Roundup universe.
Roundup universe.
Yeah, Pride. All right, check that off the list. We did that. Let's talk about the Sea-Doo.
This is so bad. remember that
Last
episode
week?
a few days ago, or wherever
Last
it was.
week.
It was last week.
Oh, wait, before I do that, guys, I'm sorry. We are all over the place. I'm just excited to talk
no, we're
today.
chatting.
I have a
We're
lot of
chatting
things
today.
to talk
this is
about.
a combo app.
2 combo eps no, last week was a story.
Yeah.
So, guys, remember last week, the HJ and the BP.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we do have to make a little update on this.
Yeah. HJ and the BP, we recorded that. I think we said that in the episode. We recorded that months ago and then didn't put it out, and then we just put it out again. And Friday night, it's Friday night, the HJ and the BP.
What was his name? Brent?
Brent.
Yeah.
The HJ and the BP episode is coming out on Sunday. He doesn't even know that we had recorded it literally the day before. And we were out at a bar, and then him and Brent and all of his friends came.
And we're chatting with Brent.
Obviously, he's like interacting with our friend group. That's how we know him. So he's like talking with everyone, and I go up to the bar where everyone's at, and every single person is in a conversation with each other. Everyone is talking. Everyone is catching up. Me and Brent gets put next to each other in this group of people. I would say it was 5-10 minutes of both of us just like looking around the room.
Just avoiding it.
Peeling the logo off of our beers. Like no conversation. And he called you. He was the one who was rude to you. And you guys were talking, and you guys were like, yeah, no worries. Like, it happens.
Well, okay, I
like,
will say, I just want to say, 2 days before the episode went out, brutal timing. He's like, Maddie, like, I just want to tell you, I am so sorry for that night. Like, I've been thinking about it. That's not me. Like, that's just not me. And I was like, you know what? Don't even sweat it. No worries. Sorry about the episode that we just recorded about you that's going out literally tomorrow.
Don't put the camera on my face when she said that, because it's going to look bad.
But I was like, yeah, it's fine. So Brent, if you're listening, I do apologize for any mean shit I said in the episode, but I do stand by most of it.
Yeah, no updates here. Feel the exact same way as I did last Sunday. I kind of think you're a dick. But yeah, no, it was funny because
he's a dick who's reflected.
I mean, that's all you can ask.
That's all you can ask.
But yeah, no, it was funny just because like everyone else was talking. Like it was you who he was being rude to, and you guys like sat down and had a conversation.
Yeah.
But like him and I, no. Like, can't even talk to each other. Like, because I said on the episode, guys, like, I couldn't say on the app what I was saying to him. Like, so obviously I was being a little bit of a dick.
Yeah.
And,
but look, we're choosing peace. We're trying to choose peace more. I mean, I say that.
I'm choosing peace, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to interact with somebody that I don't like. Like, what the fuck were him and I gonna talk about?
No, as you should.
Know?
As you should.
But I just thought that was funny, guys, because everybody else was sitting at the bar having a conversation, and him and I were, like, literally counting the fucking ceiling tiles, like ignoring each other.
I just couldn't believe the timing of it all. Like, we really did not. We haven't seen him since since that story happened, and then we're like, okay, fine, we'll do it. We'll put out the episode. Literally 2 days before the episode goes out, we see him, and he's like, nice. And I was like, ugh. That's how it goes. It's like when you unfollow someone and then you see them the next day. It's always, that's what I can't unfollow people, because whenever I do, I like see them and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I did that. It just did with me. Is that a universal experience? I think it is. Like, it's always, as soon as you try to like.
Happened to Bish this weekend. Bishop.
It did. T.
Yeah.
T.
So yeah, that was my little update on Brent. Yeah, I mean, fuck you.
I mean,
like, I think you're kind of a dick.
And fair enough. That's the end of that segment.
Yeah, the Sea-Doo.
The Sea-Doo.
So how we got started on this is because we said, do you guys remember last week when we were like, oh, it's so beautiful out. We're going to go to Maddie's cottage after this episode. We did.
Yeah, we did. And we were going to have an absolutely amazing day on the water.
We did.
And we did. And so we hit the Sea-Doos, 2 Sea-Doos at the cottage. So Laura takes one, I take one. And we're just jetting up the lake.
Thank God, though.
Vibing.
So we were on the opposite Sea-Doos, and then my phone kept connecting to the Bluetooth on Maddie's Sea-Doo.
Yeah.
So we were like, oh, let's just switch.
I was like, yeah,
we'll just switch over. And thank God.
Thank God, because we are cruising down the lake.
I actually didn't tell this to you, but I was already super anxious because it was really windy, and like it was choppier than I had ever been on. Like,
Right.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
So yeah, we're on the Sea-Doo, we're chilling, and just jetting up the lake. We don't make it very far up the lake, and
far enough though that you
far
can't
enough away,
see your cottage.
It's gonna be
long
hard
ways.
to get back if you had to swim. Further than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, like it's far. And I'm chilling. Keep in mind too, me and my mom had just told Lauryn this story about this woman who
Please tell the story.
Yeah, this is like actually kind of a sad story.
It is. You have to say
it's
certain
important for
parts, but
context.
yeah.
It's important for context. This woman on the lake once has dementia or Alzheimer's or something, and she got in a boat and then untied it, didn't have the keys to the boat. It started floating down the lake.
So she just drifted away.
She was just drifting down the lake in the little houseboat, and my mom was sitting reading on the dock, Sue, just being a queen. And then she sees the woman like float by. And the woman starts doing like the SOS signal. Like,
no, she was
like
just
this.
waving with one hand. Remember?
Oh yeah, no, she
That's
did that
the
to
thing.
me. She did that to me because I was on the Sea-Doo when this happened, and when I drove past her, she just looked at me and she was like,
Just one hand wave.
"Yeah." So I was like,
Hey.
"Hey," and then
Kept going.
kept going, and then I pulled in, and my mom was like, "That woman has dementia. Like, we need to go get her." And I was like, "Oh my God, like, I had no idea. I'm sorry. Like, she just waved at me. I just thought everything was good." And then I was like, so I was telling this to Lauryn, and I was like, yeah, like, normally if something's wrong, you go like this.
Like the SOS, crossing your hands
You
over.
gotta cross over, right? So Lauryn was in on the boat signals. Important to keep in
Good
mind.
thing we had done a quick little safety
We had done just a
check-in before
safety
we went
seminar.
out.
Not even though. Like, we honestly should have talked about shit like that. We just jet out. And then so we're going, and my Sea-Doo just starts getting fucked. Like, I don't know what was wrong with it. It's like, return to idle. I'm like trying to go full speed, and it's just not even working. I'm like,
You were pressing down on the clamp and like it wasn't going
it wasn't
anywhere.
going anywhere. And then the back starts like smoking, and we're
Yeah.
like, okay, hey, I think
Something is wrong.
something's wrong. And so I'm like, Lauryn, get over here. And I'm determined to do this myself.
Maddie started giving me the SOS wave from
No,
across
yeah.
the lake, and
I'm
I was
across
like,
the lake, I'm
"Oh shit!" Oh,
I'm
fuck.
like, do you remember? Also, keep in mind, I'm like blasting the Harry Styles album. Like, we're like,
Both of us are blasting
Daylight,
two different
da-da-da-da.
songs from the album, so when we're getting close, it's just like, like screaming music, and I'm
it's
like,
really
"What's
chaotic.
wrong?"
It's chaotic. It's chaotic. I'm like, yeah, so we're gonna have to tow the Sea-Doo. So I'm like getting ropes out, like doing the most, and then we tie it. I hop on Lauryn's Sea-Doo, and I'm like, okay, go slow. And I'm holding the Sea-Doo by a rope. I haven't tied it to anything, okay? And I
She's
can't
like
explain,
sitting facing the back. We're back to back. I'm driving,
Yeah.
and you're sitting off the back of the Sea-Doo.
holding this rope, and I can't explain, like, I don't know why I didn't think it was gonna be heavy. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, you should tie
You
it.
should tie it. Definitely. If this ever happens, tie it. And it starts, I'm sitting down, and as soon as Lauryn starts going, I'm like,
Maddie goes. I thought Maddie was gone. I thought
I
Maddie
do
was
not know
gone.
how I held on. I have no upper, I can't even open a plastic water bottle, let alone like hold on to
And
a
you're
whole thing.
tiny.
No.
Like, you're a little girl.
And I was
Like,
wrangling that shit. I felt like literally like Crocodile Dundee. I was going crazy.
I couldn't stop laughing in the front seat because Maddie kept almost
I'm
falling
being
off the
whipped
boat.
around, like-
and like being like, she was like, whoa, whoa. And I kept like being like, whoa, Bessie. Like, calm down.
I was like, this isn't funny.
like, Lord. And then
Freaking out.
I realized, I'm like, Mads, not to interrupt your vibe right now, but I just think that we are not
We should
really
switch
using our
roles.
resources, considering, you know, and no offense, that
No.
I am much stronger
I
than
know
you are.
You've never driven a Sea-Doo,
And I don't really
and I was
drive
like, I drive them
Sea-Doos.
all the time. It makes sense that I would be
I've
driving.
only really driven them at your house.
Yeah,
like,
so I was
couple
like, okay, you know what? Fair enough.
Let's
So
have a
we switched.
switcheroo.
And I don't think you understood how fucking heavy it was at that point.
I kept being like, Maddie, just hold on. Like, I was
no,
getting really
no,
annoyed.
No. So we switch. Lauryn almost goes overboard. So
And like,
I'm like,
I
okay.
am substantially heavier than Maddie. So think about like me getting like, whoa, like almost going off the boat. Like, I'm almost 200 pounds. Like, I'm a big girl. I cannot believe Maddie stayed on the boat. Like, when Maddie took off, she was going 3. I went 5. When
it was
I
my
took
agility.
off,
It was my
like,
agility.
I don't know how you did that. You must have put all of your
No,
weight
I
on that
literally
boat.
just
like,
leaned back with my
yeah.
whole body weight.
It's like
But-
tug of war. Like, we have to like dig your
Yeah.
toes into the dirt. And then I'm really
No.
in a Ganesh thing right now. You know, tug of war, the fall fair.
It was it was so funny. And then So we, for like probably like 30 minutes, are trying to do this ourselves. We make it like, if you're on the lake and you're measuring by like property lines, so there's like 3 property. We start here. We made it like 3 properties away in 30 minutes. Like it was like not good because when you're towing on a Sea-Doo, like it just goes like side to side, and when it's sideways, you can't be pulling it like that, or else everything's gonna tip.
It'll take the water, and then we'll go down, and like
it's just a whole thing. Okay, so
and it was filling with water too.
Yeah,
there was a lot of stress.
We thought it was sinking. Like we were like, holy fuck! And the Sea-Doo's like that Sea-Doo has sunk before, so I was like, okay. Things are not good. And also, before we got on it, they were like, yeah, it's making kind of, like, my parents were like, it's making a weird noise. And I was like, I'm sure it's fine.
Anyway,
wasn't
bye.
Fine. Wasn't fine.
Jet it off.
And then these nice people came by in a boat.
No.
Well, actually, a lot of people drove past us.
A lot of people drove past us, and every single person that drove by, me and Maddie, would freak. We were like,
I was like, that's kind of rude.
People are just gonna fucking leave
that's
us out here,
rude.
like, and we're like freaking out. Maddie's like, I've done so many lake rescues, and nobody's coming out here and helping us, and like, we're both just freaking.
It's lake etiquette. If you see someone obviously struggling, like, and it's not like it looked like me and Lauryn knew what we were doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I want you to picture this.
Like do me and Lauryn look like boat people?
No.
Do we look like I know how to do a full? I was lucky I even knew where the rope was, to be honest. Like I was like, holy fuck. Like, so, and then eventually this boat comes by. They towed the thing for us, and we were like, thank you so much.
It's funny because every person who drove by, we were like, fuck you for not helping us. And then this guy's like, do you guys want us to tow it? We're like, really?
We're like, that is literally the sweetest thing. I can't believe you would even ask. That is so
That is
kind.
so nice. Thank you. And then we get in the Sea-Doo and we're like, fucking finally.
I was like, seriously, like I was dying. Like I was like, I need a rescuer. No offense. Like I thought I could do it myself. I can't do it myself.
When we switched roles, like when I was driving and then Maddie was tugging and then we switched and then I went to tugging and she went to driving, I was like, we never shut up the whole time. Like we talked the whole time, and I kept saying like, I'm so glad that we switched roles so that now we can understand what the other person was going through and we can work better as a team and like all this stuff. And we were like, if there's one thing you and I are gonna do, it's talk through the situation and fucking communicate.
It's talk through it. It's communicate and make jokes about it while it's happening, so it's less traumatic.
Yeah.
Like
you guys ask how we have worked together for over a year. That is how.
That is it.
Never
Simply
stop
it.
communicating your feelings at any point ever. And it's always has a humorous undertone.
You have to be a little funny about it, because if you take it too seriously, then
that's when shit goes awry.
Exactly.
But yeah, we got the Sea-Doo back.
I got in trouble and
we dipped after that. We didn't get any dinner.
It's okay. I'm gonna jet.
We didn't
that.
get any din.
But we weren't in trouble. We weren't even in trouble because of the Sea-Doo. We were in trouble because we took so long. And I was like, guys, that's not really fair.
That's the thing, because they thought that they were like, we're gonna eat dinner soon, so don't like
don't be
out
long.
super
so they
long.
just thought we were like.
So they thought that
around.
we dipped out on dinner. So then when we came back, there was no din for us.
And we were like,
We had
that's,
to go home.
you know what? That's fair. We just go
left.
pick. I was like, we'll pick something up. I've had a long day. At this, like it did. We were probably on the water. We meant to go for like 20 minutes.
I think we were out there for an hour and a half or 2 hours. Yeah.
At least an hour and a half. And I was like, ugh.
It was so exhausting. Thank God we got to chill on the lake though for like 2 hours before we went out. Like,
yeah.
Because when we came back, we were like, let's just fucking leave.
I was like,
we were
so-
over it.
But update, nothing wrong with the Sea-Doo apparently.
Yeah, her mom DM'd the weekend roundup
And
on
was like,
Instagram to
hey,
let us know.
Sea-Doo's fine. Sea-Doo's fine. So I don't know if they think I made that up. I swear to God I didn't.
I can confirm. I saw the smoke.
The
come out
smoke,
back
it
of
was
that thing.
like traumatic. Like I thought it was like sinking. I was like, I don't know.
When Maddie got into the dock, the people towing the Sea-Doo were still so far behind because you can't tow them over 5.
Yeah.
So Maddie was like, go up to the house to like get my brother. Like,
Yeah, I was like, don't get my parents, get my brother.
get my brother. So I was like, okay. So I'm like running up to her cottage, walk in. Her cottage is completely open concept. Like it's that you see everything.
One big room.
The whole fam's in there. And I'm like, Jake, can you come down to the dock with me? And he was like, okay. And then your dad was like, why? And I was like, I don't know. And he was like, what, does Maddie need help parking the boat or parking the Sea-Doo? And I go, maybe, I don't know. And then he like kind of followed me out onto the deck. And I was like, Jeff, I swear to God, do not come in here. And he could see the boat coming in and he was like, what the fuck happened? And I was like, oh man, I've tried. I could lie to your dad. Like,
I know. I'm like, fair enough at that point. Like he would have found out, but it
Yeah.
was just like so awkward.
I know.
Just honestly, worst case scenario on the water. So that was how our cottage day went.
Yeah.
If you were wondering,
Yeah.
it went okay. It was funny.
Mm-hmm. So that was Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Monday, I had one of the most embarrassing things in my life happen to me.
And it's pretty funny.
So,
I think it's hilarious.
let me walk you guys through my night. I went to the gym. worked out, came home. It was like 5:30. Took a shower, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna put on like sweatpants and a hoodie to change into pajamas in like 2 hours because I'm an early PJ girl.
No, yeah, we were talking about that. PJs are kind of the move.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I wear sweatpants and stuff as PJs.
I do too.
Yeah.
But this
you,
night,
you
I
were
was
trying
like,
to self-care.
I think I had like, it was just me and Brianna home, and she was like doing her own thing. So I was like, I'm gonna cook myself dinner. I'm gonna watch a show.
On my J's.
Gonna like have like I just shaved my legs. Like I was gonna have a whole night. You know,
It was a self-care night.
yeah, and. So one
you
of
put on your finest slumber.
So
threads.
I put on my finest slumber cloths. And my mom bought me. This is a tale as old as time. My mom bought me winter's pajamas, and winter's pajamas
best.
are the softest little fucks you've ever. I don't know what they make that shit out of. Pure happiness, I think.
Seriously.
But they're hideous. They are hideous.
Yeah,
Like
they're like very.
it's
I don't
giving.
know what the word
it's
is.
giving like what
I don't
your
wanna
nana
say-
wears to bed.
Yeah. Like,
You know?
I don't want to say like chuggy because it's not really chuggy, but it's like
It's winters. Like every
It's winters.
winters has
It's
its
just
own
winters.
flair. So
its own style, its own vibe.
So my mom bought me these like pajamas, and it's like a short and a button up duo, and they're honestly hideous. And there's like a little white dog on it, and she's like, "Look, this is Dolly." So I really like it.
You're like, it's my dog.
So
PJs.
super chug PJs, and I like didn't wash my hair because I was going to the gym the next morning. So my hair was in this like sweaty, disgusting bun. I had this is so gross. I had just picked all of like the pimples on my face because that's a habit that I'm doing now. I never did that until 22. So I was like kind of like bleeding a little bit on my face from picking at it. My skin looked like shit. Like I'm setting this up for you guys. Like I walked downstairs, I walked past the mirror, and I looked in the mirror and I went, "Oh my God, you look like shit." But didn't
You
really
look
care
terrible.
because I'm spending my night at home alone. But I remember looking in the mirror and being like, "Oh, babe, this is a tough look for you." And so I go downstairs before I start cooking dinner. I do my little post gym starting of my evening routine, which is I go outside and I smoke a joint. And
Of course.
I was pretty baked. We're gonna try to stop talking about weed as much on this podcast because we looked at our followers and y'all are young.
I'm like, guys,
No, I know.
Can we get an age check?
There was like a 14-year-old I used to follow or babysit, and she followed us the other day, and I was like, what the fuck? But cute though. But
I'm like, I'm so happy.
It's nice.
I'm glad you're
you
here.
did, but
I'm
I'm
glad you're
scared
here,
now.
but I just don't want you to do anything that we do.
Yeah. So anyways, I came home. I got pretty baked, guys. Like I was pretty high. And then I start cooking my dinner, and the doorbell rings. I never answer the doorbell unless I know that someone is coming because I have this neighbor who pisses me off. And anyway, so I just ignore it because I always think it's going to be him. So I completely ignore it, and I could see someone standing. I had like a little glass next to my door, so I could see someone was standing there, and I knew it wasn't my neighbor, but I still was like, whatever. I'm not fucking concerned. So I didn't acknowledge it.
I've seen Dateline enough to know to never open the door if I'm not expecting someone.
So I see him like kind of like lingering around. He like rings the doorbell twice, and then leaves. And as he started to leave, I was like, "Oh my God, fuck! Is that my package that I ordered that I need to sign for?" So I was like, I gave myself a second of being like,
You contemplated.
Do I answer it? Like, because then I thought, like, isn't it so annoying when you get a package sent to your house and then they're like, "Oh no, you weren't there, so we sent it to Shoppers." And then you go to Shoppers, and Shoppers is like, "It's not coming here for another 3 days." I don't know. Anyway,
You're like, okay,
super annoying. So I was like, I want to avoid that. So I go to my door. And I open it, and he is gone, but I can hear him, like, come back. Like, he was like, "Oh," and it comes back around the corner. And it was my co-pres
king
from high school.
Immediately a king.
From high school. And I was like, the face I made was just shock, confusion, fear, not anything on him. I have had multiple men show up at my door before, so I was like, what the fuck? Not to sound braggy, it's a bad thing.
It's like in a weird way.
In a weird way. So I was
he
like,
was there normally though.
So I was like, is this happening again? Like, and I like, that was like 2 seconds probably. And then he was like he saw me and was like, "Hey, like, good to see you." And Brianna's window was right above the front door, and she had the door open, and she heard this guy go, "Hey, good to see you, Lauryn." And she looked out her window, and she just saw this guy standing on our deck, and she was like, "Not again. Please, no.
What the fuck is this?
We gotta move now."
Another one.
Yeah, another one. But I was like, I had the bitchiest look on my face ever because one, I'm baked. Like, I'm socially awkward when
I'm baked.
I'm baked. And when you're like high and you like something like that happens that you're not expecting, and it's like someone that you know, like you get really awkward. Like you come and you're high, you become like awkward rude.
Yeah. Well, in general, I feel like when I get awkward, like even when I'm not high, I get rude.
Yeah,
like
but on a
like
10,000 times scale because you're also high, so you have no real like
exactly
emotions almost.
Yeah,
you know, so or portraying emotions, and he's like, yeah, like we have this whole like, what the fuck are you doing outside my house? Kind of like moment, like,
hey, why are you here?
And he's like, yeah, like I'm just here collecting like donations for this wildlife thing, and he goes on this like huge spiel about it, and I'm just sitting there like, and I look like shit. Like I look like shit, and he looks great. Like he looks so,
he's looking good.
He looks older, like than he was in high school. Like he looks handsome, like, and he's got a nice outfit on and all this stuff. And I was just like, hey, like,
he's on the clock. He's on the clock.
He's working. Yeah. And I look like shit. And I know that doesn't matter, but when you're running into someone you went to high school with, you know, you kind of want to be like,
you don't expect them to just roll up at your door on self-care night. You know?
Yeah.
It's self-care night.
Also, there was an added level of stress because we did share a beautiful kiss one time at a school dance. So it was all coming back to me.
It was all coming back all at once. And what are you supposed to do with that? When he shows up at your door 5 years later?
The sloppy 16-year-old makeout was really coming back to me as my English teacher watched in the corner.
Oh, Jesus.
And actually, no, we might have been older than that. But anyway, so I was just like, man, what the fuck? So he's telling this whole story about like the animals or whatever. And
the animals or whatever the fuck he's trying to save.
And I can't even really hear him. Like I was pretty baked. And he's like, so is that something you're interested in? And just because I was uncomfortable and I looked like shit and I wanted it to be over and I was baked and like there was a lot of factors, I just go, no. Like the bitchiest little voice, the cuntiest little face on that I had. Like I was just like, no. And like I remember saying it and being like, why the fuck did I just say it like that? Like I meant to just be like, oh no, like that sounds cool though. And I just went, no. Like I didn't even mean to say it like that. And then he was kind of like, oh, okay. And sounds he like kind of went to leave, and then he like kind of came back a little bit and was like, oh, but just so you know, like it is like tax deductible, you're a student or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Went on this whole other thing. And then I was just like, very cool. Like, I don't know. I just sounded like, to be quite frank, I sounded like a little bit of a cunt. Like I was being
rude,
short and like rude with him. And then I also looked like shit, so I had no position. I had no leg to stand on.
Acting like that.
And so then he was like, okay, like good to see you. And then he left. And then I closed the door, and Brianna was like, who the fuck was that? And
like, what was going on?
She was like, you were like a little short with that guy. Like, what? Anyways, so I called Madi and told her about it. I was literally mortified about this whole thing. And she was like, you should DM him and be like, hey, like, sorry, like, honestly, I was just baked that night. Like,
yeah, just let him know.
Send me the link. I want to promote it on my podcast. So I followed him on Instagram the next day, and he hasn't accepted it. He hasn't accepted my request. So
honestly, just donate to any kind of wildlife center.
I wanted to get the link from him.
This is for the animals.
Clearly, and you know what? No, the worst part of it is like he must live in Halifax if he was up here. But I was like, he's gonna go back to Anna Ganesh and be like, do you guys remember Lauryn from high school? Little bit of a bitch now.
Huge fucking bitch.
Huge bitch. Hates animals.
Fucking hates animals.
Looks hideous. She's definitely on the down come from high school. Like he's like, that girl is tough to look at.
But we do care about the animals.
I do care about the animals, and I do care about you. And I should have asked you how you were. And if I'm being honest, I was just baked and awkward, and I wasn't expecting a local to be outside my door in my new city. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You probably will never hear this, but this is my apology to you.
This is my apology.
This happened a week ago, and I have literally thought about it every day. Like, I was that embarrassed by how cunty I was, essentially, to you. But yeah, you're probably never gonna listen. But if you do, please send me the link because I will post it. And I do want to donate. I don't know what happened. I was just a bitch.
It was just not that moment. It was just not that moment.
You took me off guard, man. I gotta be honest. So I don't know
When your
if
16-year-old makeout at the school dance comes and asks for money. What are you to say?
what am I to say?
What am I to say?
So,
But yeah, donate. I say let's just promote.
guys, if anybody
big
from high
three.
school heard that and you want to send it to them, like, I don't know. Do what you want. I just feel horrible. Like, I really feel like a bitch. And he
No,
won't
it's
accept
fine. It's like
accept
keeping
my Instagram
It's keeping
request.
Lauryn up at night. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is probably the 10th time I've heard this story.
I'm
So
stressed about this.
She's
Like,
stressing. So
I don't want anybody to ever think that I'm a bitch and hate animals, let alone everyone from my hometown. Because here's the thing. Here's why. It's because I get nervous that people think because I started the podcast that I like think I'm better. Well, because I've heard people saying that. Like, I've heard the rumblings, you know?
yeah, I've heard the rumblings.
Of thinking that I'm like better or that I'm like some kind of famous influencer, which I really don't know how anybody came to that conclusion since no one talks to me.
I mean, honestly, if you see our 1,000 followers, how many followers do you have?
Yeah, I have 1,000 followers. So
I mean,
all you losers from high school, you can suck my dick.
I mean, yeah, you guys should be clout chasing us right now because
we're insanely
we're
famous.
fucking famous. We're rich. We're everything
Hot,
that you
sexy.
want to be. So no, okay, this is obviously a huge joke. I feel like I have to say that, or else people think it's real. But yeah,
I'm so sorry.
Obviously, Laura just wasn't in her moment. She can't sleep at night because of it. So just if you're listening, or if anyone's listening, you should donate to SPCA, WWF, or Hope for Wildlife.
Might have been Hope for Wildlife.
That's off the top of my
Don't
That's
know.
off the top of the head. So
I don't have any because I obviously hate animals. But I
donate to what? And even if it's not the one he was talking about, it's for the same cause.
Let's give back.
Let's give back, you guys. Donate to the animals.
But
donate
yeah,
to the animals.
Sorry.
You know what I want to do? I want to sponsor an animal. We did that. Our friend Allie like loves whales, and we got her a whale. Like obviously she doesn't own the whale, but you know what I mean. You can like sponsor your own pet whale.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to do that.
What animal would you do?
We should adopt one like
together
for the podcast
and have like a little baby.
I think it'd be like kind of cool.
Can you do it with giraffes?
Probably.
I would like a giraffe.
Are giraffes? I don't know.
Do they need help? Do they need financial aid?
I'm like, does the giraffe need my help? Because I will help a giraffe.
The whales are broke. They have no money, but maybe giraffes are
whales. We'll adopt something, and
we're like, we got a dog.
Like, hey guys, this is our new animal. It's like a real thing. We're like, we just have a fish on the table from now on. It's like, yeah, we're saving
we got
the
a
animals.
parrot.
Like everyone's like, okay.
It sings our intro music.
Bum, ba-da-dum, bum.
I love our intro music.
I do too.
It is a certified banger, I would say.
It's a certified Bob.
Last thing that we wanted to talk about on our list of random things to talk about.
Our assortment.
Is that our new favorite show right now
it's so
is
good.
Dave on Disney Plus. If you have Disney Plus, seriously go watch Dave. It's actually our new favorite show.
Honestly, even if you don't have Disney Plus, I got Disney Plus to watch it.
Oh, really?
I did.
I didn't think you had it before.
I used to have it, and then me and my boyfriend broke up, and I didn't have a need to watch Marvel movies anymore. So,
damn. Shout out to you.
I canceled it.
Because I know you're listening.
That's another story. That's in the vault. Mm-hmm. But
sorry, I called you short. Sorry. I know. I need to put a fucking muzzle on.
We're like, no comment. But we Disney Plus got it again and watching Dave, and it's really funny. It's Lil Dicky's new show. I don't know how new it is, but it's new to me.
They just got picked up for season 3, so I don't think it's too old. Like I think it's 2020.
There's new eps.
But yeah, it's hilarious. It's a TV show that he wrote about like becoming famous, and it's fiction, but a lot of it is like true. But one of the things that really got me and Madi talking was in one of the scenes, and this is a no spoiler zone.
Yeah, no spoilers.
In one of the scenes, 2 characters hook up. They have like a one-night stand, and the girl wakes up from the guy just blasting basketball videos on his Instagram Explore page, like so loud. And Madi and I were like, you know what? They paid attention to detail in this show.
They paid attention to detail.
And this is not meant to be any kind of an over-exaggeration. I don't think I've ever woken up from a one-night stand peacefully, like just like woken up naturally. They're always blasting videos on their phones.
It's always the phone videos. And it's like, why
and it's
are
not
you...
it's never TikTok.
No, it's never TikTok. It's like Instagram Reels.
And it's just like basketball clips.
Yeah, or like
it's
sports.
so
or
loud.
like, but it's so loud.
Because it's like
why are
the
we
announcer
blasting?
and the sneakers and the crowd. And
It's
you're
just a
just
little,
like,
honestly, rude.
whoa,
like,
whoa,
if you're right
whoa.
next to me, I'm sleeping.
I
you
know.
blast on TikTok in my ear. But
Yeah.
then we were like, okay, wait. Maybe it's a ploy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a ploy to get you out.
Yeah.
So we were like, that's something we need to start paying attention to. I don't know. I would like to hear what other people think about that, to be honest. Like, has that happened to you? Do you think it was like a way to get you out or like wake you up? Because honestly, it just seems a little disrespectful if it's not.
It's always so fucking
it's
loud.
Purposeful. It seems purposeful.
Yeah.
It seems like there's an intent.
Yeah. I don't know. That's just a quick little tidbit, but me and Maddie were like...
Little question.
Maddie and I were like, that actually happens all the time.
No, it's like, I don't think...
There's a lot of things in that show that I'm like, this is done so well. Like,
I think it's a very realistic show.
Incredibly.
In some ways.
There's like a couple in the show and they're having sex and like, I almost like turned it off because I was like, it's, they perfectly portrayed like our relationship is dying, but we're still going to try to have hot sex.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh my God, man. I couldn't even watch it. Like, I was like, damn, I'm fucking getting back in the flashbacks here. Like, it was horrible. He was at one point, he was like standing over her and he was like, 1 second, let me get a drink. And he's like drinking this and it's like going all over her, like it's spilling on her. Like, and I was like, did they put a camera in my room and stalk me? Like, this is about my life.
Literally.
Like the drink and then the fucking, like, oh my God. This one guy used to do that with like Hawaiian punch juice. So it would be like fucking stick. Anyway, moving on. But
yeah, Dave's a good show. You should definitely watch it. It gets a little freaky at sometimes, but
watch
it's like
it.
Funny.
Episode 3 of season 1 is like hard to fucking get through.
Honestly, watch it by yourself.
Watch it alone. Maddie and I watched it together.
It was weird.
It's been weird ever since.
It's been weird. I honestly can't look at Lauren the same way.
No, we're different now.
But yeah, definitely watch it. Dave.
It's a weird sex
Disney
episode.
Little
It's about
Dicky.
his dick. Okay, like little Dicky has a serious problem with his dick. He was born with a fucked up dick.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. But in episode 3, he talks all extensively about his dick, and then he did an interview after the show, and he's like, "Yeah, no, everything I said about my dick is real."
And we're like,
and that's why he's little Dicky. So watch the show. Dude, the things that this man has been through with his penis.
yeah,
like,
I actually feel
it's
bad.
actually tragic.
It kind of makes you...
It's a straight up medical condition.
No,
like
it is. It's like really messed up.
Yeah, it's really messed. The way he talks about it, sounds like you should sell it for parts. Like,
no,
you know,
it's definitely like an enigma. Like he should like join the circus or something.
Well, I mean, he's called himself Little Dicky. His his first song was "My Dick Sucks."
Yeah, no, and he's not wrong, I guess.
Yeah,
but you know what? It's not that bad.
No,
He's
I mean,
killing it.
obviously, he still gets laid.
Yeah, obviously, still gets laid. Obviously, he's Lil Dicky now.
It still works, you know.
Might as well exploit it.
Yeah. I think he just comes out of 2 holes.
No, that's okay. I wasn't sure if I should say this. Should we talk extensively about his day?
Okay, guys, if you do want to watch it, skip forward a little bit, or if you don't care, it doesn't really.
Honestly, this doesn't involve the plot at all. This
into
doesn't
the
seem
plot
like a
too much, but there is
story.
one episode where he talks a lot about his dick,
And it's just really, this is so insane. If this is like actually true,
he said it is. He said it's 100%
true,
true.
but like it's insane.
So he was
2 pee holes.
Yeah, so he was born with a tangled urethra, which immediately
like
chills up my body.
Yeah, sounds painful.
I didn't even know that they could tangle.
No,
you know. So right when he was born, they immediately did a bunch of surgery on his urethra, so that he said he has a bunch of scarring like on his dick and on his like legs and like that kind of area. And then when they fixed the urethra, they needed new skin to put over the penis because they had just taken the skin off, and so they used his ball skin because there's so much of it,
just a little extra skin down there.
So they just kind of took that and wrapped her on the.
I can't believe we're talking about this right now.
On the girth, and so now he just has 2 balls and then 1 penis ball. He's like, it's like 1 big ball, and it's also really small. He said, and then which I guess is the least of his problems. Like,
actually, no, like Lil Dicky is not even like the
and
main
then
event.
Because his dick skin is made up of ball skin, he gets pubic hair also like on his like dick, like all up his shaft.
Yeah.
So then there's that, and then also he has 2 holes that he pees out of. It got all fucked up in surgery, so he pees out of 2 holes like a super squirter, and then he has to sit down to pee. And he said that if he stands up to pee, he has to plug 1 hole so that it all just goes out the other hole.
One way, which is insane.
Yeah.
Wow. The more you know, like, honestly, medical things, kind of interesting. Imagine if I went to med school. I'm like, Dr. Mills.
Dr. Mills.
Dr. Mills. Here
Maybe,
for a good day.
maybe season 3. We'll see what's up. We go to med school?
Yo, we never
and
know.
surgically fix little Dickie's dick?
We're like, little Dickie, you should come on.
Yeah. Oh, I would love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
should we DM him?
Yeah. Yo, come on our pod. We're trying to talk about that dick.
We're really interested about your dick.
Yeah. He probably gets a lot of messages like that.
I'm sure he does.
All right, guys. Well, that is all that we have
chat
for this Sunday. I know it was a little bit all over the place. Hope you enjoyed it.
Let us know if you like episodes like that, or if you like story times.
Yeah,
like,
obviously,
let us know what you like. I like a good mix.
I like the mix. Obviously, everyone loves the story times. We got to start spacing them out a little bit, though, because we're starting to get in trouble with people more often. So we got to spread them out a little bit more. Yeah. Let the stories mellow a little bit more before we can put them out.
We let them marinate.
But they will keep coming. They're just going to be a little further apart so that we are safe and comfortable and not sued.
Woo!
All right. On that note, we'll talk to you guys on Thursday for the warm-up. Make sure to submit your questions in the question forum. It's linked in the bio of whatever you're listening to this on, or in our Instagram. And yeah, we'll see you guys on Thursday.
If you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, click the bell button. If you're listening on Apple, rate and review. Same with Spotify. And talk soon.
Wow, that was good.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you for watching this episode of the Weekend Roundup. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. Maybe hit the bell button. And we'll see you back here next Sunday. Talk soon.